Ladies and gentlemen, Side Strafe back with some more World of Tanks. Today we're going to take a look at the T-69. This is an American auto-loading tank that was introduced a few patches ago. And I'm sure most of you are already quite familiar with these things, especially if you drive French tanks. You're going to know how to use this, except it's a little bit more armored, I'd say. Perhaps not as fast and maneuverable as most of the French, but I'd say it's still quite powerful. A great flanking tank, medium to short range. The final gun, which is a 90mm variant, has a 4-round drum magazine. Takes about 25.31 seconds, as you can see from Jimbo's mod here, to reload that mag. And that's a T-30. Don't really have a good shot on that turret. Kind of going to be a waste from here. And let's see if we can get a little closer, because he is looking the other direction. This could be a bad idea. He's got a big gun. Oh, and he misses. That was definitely a gamble. Hey, there's a T-34. I'm just going to try to bypass him and get shot in the flank right now, probably. And somehow I made it past. Okay. That was pretty lucky. The other side is falling back there. I know I can probably pen the T-34, so let's try to work on this. Make sure that there's nobody on that flank. And wait for that reload, which takes quite a bit. There's 1, 2, 3. As you can see, that rapid reload there. There's an E100, which, as you'll see, can't really do anything to that. I'm falling back. What actually hit me? An IS-8 that was prepared for me, apparently. So actually that was a stupid maneuver. Trying to take a shot at an E100 from the front with this weak gun was a waste of time. My driver's out, so I'm going to go ahead and bring him back. Tiger 2. We could deal with him from the lower glacis. Not sure where that IS-8 is, who apparently was the one paying attention to me. T-30 is still watching that side. A little worried about that. I have a T-34 that will hopefully back me up and not retreat. We can grab the T-30 from the hull. Careful, though, because he's looking right at us, and he has that big 150. If he takes his shot, we could go, but see, problem is now, that E100, he's not really paying attention to us. I'm going to go kill the Tiger 2. Because neither's... Oh, he's dead. Alright, well, let's just help out here. Not happening. That could be a big shotgun blast at this range. We don't want to take that. Okay, T-34 still holding the line. Anybody else going to help out here? This game could go either way. Waiting for that master reload, which is going to take a while. Going to work on the E100 from the flank. Come on, reload. Come on, reload. Come on. Not happening there. Maybe help out with that rear track. Can't even take him from the rear here. Penetration, I guess, is just not enough. I know I am firing at an angle, so there is that. But now I am reloading. So throw that out. You're going to want to use the F8 a lot. Tell your team that you are working on a reload, because it happens quite often. Oh, there's that IS-8. We can work on him as soon as we're up and running. A few more seconds. Ah, somebody took my kill. Oh, E100 waiting for me again. How did he... Oh, hey, T-28 prototype. Yeah, we're surrounded. This is not good. That E100 went around pretty quick, actually. Kind of surprised at that. I've got only 2 rounds up, and maybe that prototype's going to take its first shot at the T-34. We're going to try to come around here and continue around. He's managed to put his frontal armor up, and he's going to want to worry about me now, which means that I'm dead. Come on, T-34. I'm dead, but Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you for the save. Oh, boy. And reloading. We managed to distract long enough, and now we just got to worry about that E100. No eyes on him yet. Okay. What direction is he facing? Little peekaboo. He's looking this way. So we'll have him just kind of distracted. The T-34, we know he has a better gun, so we'll just kind of maintain. I think he's fired a shot, though. Track them. I actually managed to do some damage. Two out of 4 there. Hey, damage is damage. I'll take it. Not the best game on the planet, but definitely decent. We managed to distract a few units and roll in there, as you can see. I always sort these games by experience because that's what matters most. And we actually didn't do all that bad, really. So special thanks there to a few people that helped me out. That T-34 saved me at the last minute. I was worried that he wouldn't come around and charge because I bought him so much time. You know, you're not on voice comms with people, so anything can happen. But let's take a look at the tank in the garage here. Go over the specs as we usually do. I've got my crew leveled up 100%, working on some different skills here. I think this is a crew from one of my Sherman tanks that I've pushed over. I still don't have a third piece of equipment, just kind of low on money because I've bought some other tanks. But eventually a vertical stabilizer will probably be necessary, but otherwise vents and laying drive. You can't use a gun rammer with an auto-loading tank, it seems. So that's that. Now, the first gun that it starts with is actually a gun that carries over from the T-71 light auto-loading tank. This is the first auto-loader that the Americans get, but it is a light. Has about 6 rounds to the drum, and the only difference that happens here is it seems to fire a tad faster. You're going 12 rounds a minute to 12.89 rounds a minute on this one. And then once you go up to the 90mm gun, you then lose the 6 rounds. You go to 4, and then you get a slower speed of 7.27 rounds a minute. But again, you saw how fast I was letting them have it. It's just you're waiting about, according to Jimbo's mod, again, about 25 seconds or so, depending on your crew skills and whatnot, ventilation and things like that. That's all always going to affect it. But once you have it, and once you have a flank, it's really nice and satisfying. Again, there's some tanks that manage to take the hits still, so it's not the most powerful gun. You can see the statistics here. That penetration at the higher tiers can be pretty rough, but once it hits, 240 is not bad, especially for an autoloader. It's actually really good, in my opinion. It can be pretty devastating. I notice a lot of people going with the heat rounds. You know, if you watch a lot of the replays, if you load up, I mean, if you have heat rounds, you know, doing, actually, this is going to be, yeah, higher pen, 225. That, I mean, you're usually going to pen most every time. I mean, there was a lot of situations there where I just wasn't making it through. If I'd perhaps switched to the 4 heat rounds that I had kind of forgotten that I had, maybe I could have done some more damage on the rear of that E100. Although I was firing at angles, and it's a tough tank to get through even with some bigger guns. So, you know, I'm not saying that I approached that correctly. So I'm just going to cover my bases with that right there. But, you know, here we got our turret armor at 152. 101 hull armor. You know, at again, this is a medium tank, and you can take some bounces because you can see how sloped and oddly shaped this turret is. So I've taken some good bounces off of that, deflections. Once in a blue moon, you'll take something off of the hull, but again, it's not really a frontline tank. You do have the horsepower and acceleration to flank. And that's really what it's there for. Very map dependent. There are some maps such as Serene Coast, which are terrible for this tank because this is not an accurate gun. Again, if we look at the specs, .38 accuracy is not good. I mean, not in my opinion. I know there's worse, but this isn't really that great either. Some of the best accuracy in the game is .3. My Centurion Mark 7 and the Panther 1 do 0.32, which to me is adequate. This is pretty rough. Again, close to medium range for this weapon. Got to get in there, use your speed to get around the targets, and just circle strafe people to death. That's the way to go. If you can see down the tech tree, it's kind of weird. You got to start with the M7. You go into a T21, which is not an autoloader. You're going from a medium to lights. You hit an autoloader here, and then you're autoloading all the way up. Your medium, and then you go to the heavy. So it'll be interesting. I'm not going to push down this line intensely. I'm just going to let it naturally happen. I'm not going to use any free XP to do it. So I'm really quite happy just having the T69. It's a really good tank. I do enjoy it. Might not necessarily be my favorite. It's not a tank for me, perhaps, because I do prefer accuracy, which is why I'm a big fan of the Centurion's gameplay, using that gun at long range, staying away from the fight, and just tearing it up long distance with high damage and penetration. So anyways, I think we've covered most of that. You can, of course, just make comparisons between the French tanks by looking at the stats yourself. Everybody obviously has access to the tech tree, so we'll just leave that and get to some more battle. Again, very map dependent. When I see this is it could be worse. I mean, this is obviously a good map, but it's tough because it's not easy to flank on this map unless you've taken an entire side. So if we go, I'm probably going to try to race to the hill because I know I have a decent amount of speed. We then have to wait for most of the team to take out a flank and then move up and then come around and grab people. This can also be used to take on scouts, go harass artillery, and in general harass anything. I mean, it has the speed. It has a maximum, I believe, of 50 kilometers per hour, so that's not bad. It is a bigger target compared to some of the AMX tanks, but it gets the job done. So we're going to try to race for this hill. Does depend on the terrain too. You can see we're only hitting about 40 right now. I find that I don't often hit 50 unless the terrain is going downhill a bit more, but it's still pretty quick. I'm going to try to deal with some threats here. The aim time and accuracy at range is just pretty poor, so kind of doing medium scouting at the beginning, waiting till some of the others manage to flank and light things up. Looks like this is kind of strange. I don't really recommend all of our heavies coming up to the hill. They do have 2 pieces of artillery, and we've generally wasted a lot of time by coming up here. Typically this is for lights and mediums to go this direction. I don't actually ever take my heavies up here. At least I don't think I do. I might be wrong, but usually you want to get somebody in the city to kind of just hold people off, and also buy the team some time if they need to, you know, if we need to fall back and get to the base or get to the other side of the map. But right now we've got this Type 59 here who's also going to light something up. Artillery is generally going to fire at the first thing it sees. Hopefully that's not us. Don't know if I've been lit yet, but I kind of want to pull back. If anything wants to come over the hill, well, we're going to let them have it. So generally want to be kind of patient here until we start lighting things up. Once there's chaos and confusion going on, then we start flanking and kind of medium tank scouting a little bit. So this is a T-54. He's hard to pen from the front with this 90. Don't really expect that to happen. I don't seem to have a shot from here. But I don't want to get nuked by artillery. See, they're already landing rounds. They're going to try to hit these heavy tanks because they're just big targets. I've already lost 2 units, including an M103. I don't know how that happened right off the bat. So what I'm going to do is try to light anything that's on this side here going through the city, because that could be bad. I actually think, you know what, I had a binocular on this tank that I've removed for the time being, but I think I used it on another tank. I had it on here until I could get a vert stab, just as temporary equipment. It would have helped at this point in time to get a little bit extra view range. Still kind of worried about the artillery. There's a 34. Because if you think about it, Artie doesn't have much to shoot at right now. If we look at the mini-map, we're the best targets, I'd say. Oh, don't want to get in front of this guy. It's alright, didn't see you there. Hiding in the bush. This your bush? Name that movie. Alright, let's see. T-34, we know we can pen the hull, but I don't have the shot, and the accuracy is not going to be amazing with this thing. Can't really see. There we go, he's tracked. There's a nice one there. And one more, we're bugging out. Nice. Don't you hate when that happens? You get targeted by an auto-loading tank, and it just does not stop. That punishment keeps on going. Alright, so we managed to take him out. Time to fall back because Artie managed to drop a couple of shots near us. Carnarvon doesn't really know what he's doing. He's like, well, you know, on second thought, I don't like it up here. So we're getting slammed from the other flank. Honestly, I'm going to bail on this hill. I'm going to return to base. I would love to rush past those guys, use my speed and then the autoloader, but you can see that the base is just going to get hammered. So I'm going to sacrifice my enjoyment for the betterment of the team, which usually results in my death. But, you know, that's the way I am. I wish more players thought about the good of the team instead of their own personal score. You see now we're hitting that 50. That hill, going downhill, helped out a lot. The problem is here, while we do have some tanks in the open, I don't have amazing gun depression with this thing. And putting myself here, it does expose me to fire. We hit him, and I'd love to take more shots, but again, I just feel really exposed out here. T-34. This guy's trying to grab. T-34 is trying to maintain hull down, which is, of course, smart. I think the Carnarvon is getting hammered by actually something in the distance there, an IS something or other. Not really a good situation here. I take a hit from the KV-5. And we have this IS-6 who is pinning us from the flank, which is why we did need somebody in the city. This isn't really working out for us. So, as we learned from the last match, that IS-6 took a couple of shots from us. It is an annoying tank. It's very sloped and hard to deal with. These guys are still holding down the hill team. This is a loss. There's no doubt in my mind that we're going to lose this, but at this point in time, sitting where I was bad. Too open, the artillery. There's the IS-6 and an IS. So, not a whole lot we can do here, but whatever. Oh, nice. Managed to finish him off. Friendly takes him out. Run away. I don't know if that... Yeah, that 54 saw me. We managed to take a bounce there. We're probably going to get hit on the flank by some artillery, though. Still waiting for that master reload. But we are making this guy worry. They need... The hill team needs to push. No, we don't have a hill team. Sorry, we have an IS-3 who's doing nothing. So that's a T-54. We're reloaded. Unfortunately, missed out on a lot of shots there. Move up. You toolbox. Whatever. Go ahead and kill me. Team's filled with tool bags. Go ahead and end it. Yep. What's the point? This guy's a moron. Because even when I was distracting two guys, both guns facing me, he decides, oh, yeah, I'm just going to stay here because I'm a coward. I'm a coward and a heavy tank there. You know? There's, like I said, guys, there's a time and a place to push up. I'm not an aggressive player. I'm not a rusher. I don't believe in just throwing myself away. But when you do have a heavy tank and somebody's buying you time, distracting, pay attention to your minimap. Zoom all the way out and look from above and see where the enemy's guns are facing. In that case, I had two guns facing me. That IS-3 is powerful enough to come in there and take him out from the flanks. They completely turned around and showed their weak spots to him. But no, he kept retreating. Useless. Useless. And again, I barely did anything there. And in terms of experience, I'm still second place. 1,846 damage. That's when you know, when you see me barely doing anything, or when you feel that you've barely done anything and you're still on top, that the team is just failed from the start. So that's just another example, guys. Brief transition there. I had run into the El Haluf map, and everybody knows that that is definitely not one of my favorites. It's a bit campy, even for somebody such as myself. I found that it wouldn't be a good way to demonstrate this tank's abilities. And that's the problem. When I keep saying that this thing is map dependent, it really is, because the accuracy is so bad and it has difficulties penning the front of higher tier tanks. You're screwed when it comes to those maps. So you really got to try to find a way around, and when there's really only maybe at maximum 3 routes on El Haluf, it's hard, and it makes having this tank frustrating. But nonetheless, we carry on. We can try to make it work. These guys are going to go ahead and push all the way up, so you know what? I guess I'll take the chance as well. I don't mind being a more aggressive in this game as long as everybody else is. If I have people backing me up and rolling with me, then yeah, we can try to get something done. I don't know how this is going to go. We've managed to push to this direction. That didn't mean to really knock that tree over, but we've got T-34 who's let his shot out. So he's reloading. One there. Oh, he's tracked. Finish him. No dice. Alright, that's unfortunate. When it comes down to parts of the front, the 90 just doesn't want to do it. It was a bad angle, though, too, so. They do have 3 pieces of artillery. Hopefully the Type 59. What is he doing? That's when you retreat. Stop being stubborn. I had to tell him to get out of there. They're on him. Artie's just waiting to drop some more rounds on your face. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to get these little shots. It's like, oh, they're all there. I want to get him. I'm going to get him. Just don't do it. Back off. You can do some spotting, but... Alright, what do we got down the other end? Are these guys going to try to come around? We've got the Hellcat watching that area. Oh no, Hellcat just got ammo racked by the Dicker Max. Trying to get myself into more of a hull down position here for some spotting. Oh, the 34. Son of a gun. Yeah, he's gone. He's going to reload now. Type 59 is in place to take a shot, but we're probably lit. Let's see. Son of a gun. I can't believe that didn't pen. That would have finished him. We got to watch out for artillery. Panther is... I don't know what he's doing. Is he shot? Oh. That lion. I'm worried about getting hit by Artie because I'm in the open. Gun depression is at its maximum there. Don't want to take the shots. Unfortunately, the advantage to this tank is all about, you know, firing in rapid succession. So when you're not using that, you're just as bad as any other tank. Finally, a round connects. Reloading. I'm not sure that that Panther's doing anything. I don't know if he crashed or what. I haven't seen him really move, but I haven't been paying too much attention. Well, maybe there'll just be some distraction. Oh, he's fired. Now we've tracked him. Just as he... You know, this happens all the time. He needs one more kill and they manage to get behind the rock. I can't believe that they already has an angle on this spot. I really don't want to use my repair kit yet because I'm afraid of getting ammo racked or something. We could possibly get flanked here. I don't know what's watching our back. Not a whole lot. Almost reloaded. Yeah, the Artie's in that forest. They're doing nothing but worrying about us, so this could be problematic. And we're about to lose our base, so game over. Well, let's see what's on this side, maybe. I haven't taken a single person with me. Just done some damage. Let's see if there's anybody over here. There's the Dicker Max. He's fired his shot. Took him with us. At least somebody. But now we're in Artie zone. Well, I'm guessing the Lion's probably gonna try to come through here and get us now. Yep. He's fired a shot, and I'm still reloading, still reloading, still reloading. Whatever. I was like, this game's over. I was gonna take him with me. Alright, repairing. I guess I'll reload. Is that T-34 still alive? Yeah, he's like, I want to hold on to my 6% health. Whatever. Maybe he's over here. Oh, no, I don't have eyes on that. I think the type was trying to kill the Artie. Game over. I didn't even bother trying to go back to the base. I knew that tank was going to come around my flank and try to grab me, so I was like, you know, I'm just going to try to inflict some damage. There's only so much you can do. Second place. Again, just finicky shots with the gun. When you're on the flank, it's devastating, and if you're at the proper range, you can hit these guys, you know, constantly and just finish tanks in some cases. But it just that pen, just 173 just doesn't seem enough for the fronts, and it means that you have to flank 100% of the time. unless you're higher tier and you're dealing with some weaker opponents, you know. But in that case, you saw that, you know, fighting the Lion and the T-34 even in some cases, which has a pretty weak hull. If we see here, 102. But, you know, it looked like we may have bounced a shot off of this part when he was kind of in a ditch and slanted a different way. So it really depends. It's just not amazing. So it is what it is. But otherwise, you know, I will say that it is a good tank. If you like auto loaders, if you think you're pretty good with them, if you're good at short to medium range encounters, if you're great at flanking, then this is a fantastic tank. I might not be able to make it dance, but you might have better luck with it. I still enjoy it. I'll probably keep it forever, but I'm not going to hurry down that line. As I said, I'm going to work on finishing off certain things with the British tree, I think. But again, great tank, and highly recommend it. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on the next one.